Subscribe to us at Yuulo so never miss out on our weekend and racing festival tips. Remember, this week it is going to be every race, every day for the Cheltenham Festival. Remember to check out the Yuulo Weekender podcast on Spotify to get full analysis of some of the feature races coming up, including my spots with regular host Barney. Thursday at the Cheltenham Festival, and this year has thrown up some really unexpected results. So when is the dust going to settle and the favourites are going to do what they are supposed to do? Bankrupt the bookies. That crowd got away with it on Tuesday and Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday are when we punters are all going to level it out. First up, let's get the handicaps out of the way. It's the horses for courses here, as Springwell Bay looks to shrug off top weight to take the Jack Richards Handicap Chase. He likes it around here and was so impressive in the Betfair Exchange Handicap here on New Year's Day. That course and distance win is going to keep him prominent in the betting. He's taken to get upsides of Irish Raiders, Nürburgring and Firefox from Joseph O'Brien and Gordon Elliott's yards, respectively. In the closer, anything could win this, but unexposed chaser Sa Majest is one that ticks all the boxes for me. The change to fencing has brought about no end of improvement, and the step up to around the 3-mile marker even more so. And while this being the amateur jockey's chase, there could be no better replacement in the saddle than Patrick Mullins. Gavin Cromwell's pair of Mint Boy and Yeman can also put in a big run, while the best of the home team looks to be John Joe and AJ O'Neill's Johnny Who, but Sa Majest does it for me. Thursday's nap is fact to file, going to post in the Ryanair Chase. This is an absolute cracker of a race where I'd expect James Reevely to employ the usual tactics on Ile et Francais. That involves going hell for leather from the off to take the sting out of the rest of the field, a plan he nearly pulled off in the King George VI at Kempton on Boxing Day. However, Dan Skelton and brother Harry have reverted to front-running their star chaser, Protectorat, and will surely try that once more in defence of this title. With 2 front-runners, there's going to be plenty of pace about, but waiting in the wings will be fact to file, who's going to bide his time under Mark Walsh and let Protectorat and Ile et Francais take each other on. The final half mile can bring DJ Low into the picture too, so he's an intriguing each-way angle if the front pair do too much too soon. But Fact to File was superb in the Brown Advisory here last year and is very hard to oppose. The race of the day for me, with Fact to File, the one to follow. Our next best is next up, and not a surprise pick at all. Last year's winner, Tihupu, can defend his Stayers Hurdle title here. With this race, the target for the season, he's been kept wrapped up since a 3 3/4 length second to Lossiemouth in the Hatton's Grace in December. But that's when this masked Marvel gelding is at his best, coming out fresh, so should have enough class to see off the progressive Home by the Lee, while it's hard to believe that Bob Ollinger has been available at 22-1 in anti-post markets. But that does show the depth of this race. Dan Skelton's Langerdan comes alive in the spring, so is worth a shot at this grade, while Nicky Henderson's Lucky Place completes the list of dangers. Tihupu to take this, but perhaps not as easily as last year. Earlier on, Aurora Vega can take the mare's novice hurdle. This bred in the purple mare has taken a while to get it all together over timber. But her last win in a Grade 3 novice at Fairyhouse looks good enough form for me. She's the choice of Paul Townend, with Mark Walsh retained for the ride on Caroline Bamboo. But this pair and the rest of the Willie Mullins squad of 7 all have to fear Gavin Cromwell's 6.5, who has headed the markets all this week. She gave a beating to Gordon Elliott's Qualimeter at Fairyhouse in Taking Fashion the last day, and does look potentially smart. But Aurora Vega is the one for me. The Potomps final is always a red-hot handicap, but win some, lose. Some makes plenty of appeal. The step up to 3 miles seems to have brought about any amount of improvement for Padraig Roche's 6-year-old, so a chance is taken on a repeat of his Leopardstown win. In the Trust a Trader Chase, last year's winner looks to me totally mispriced in the markets this week. And with Ben Pauling firing in the winners for fun this season, I'll chance my arm with an each-way gamble on Shake 'em Up Ari. I would be thinking that this has been the target all year, so maybe that's why Callum Pritchard didn't exactly knock the spots off him in the Veterans Handicap Chase at Warwick last month. Therefore, he's my pick for this. Jaguar and Masaccio look ones to keep on side too.